Everyone, welcome back to a new video. So in this video, we are going to discuss one of my important iOS machine coding round question, and also it's been a frequently asked question, and also which has been asked into the top of a product-based company, mostly into the fintech domain. The question is like splitwise. So in this video, we will be walking through like what will be the architecture of it, how you would be doing it, and everything we'll be discussing in detail. And this question was recently asked into the slides, and also in Allen Digital. Also, it was being asked like one of my friends said it was asked in Kotak Mahindra Bank also, and also into the Phonepe also it has been asked. So it depends on your what level of hiring has been there. So it's depend on what level of experience like they have been hiring for SD1 to 3. So it depends, and this is like my trendy and well-known machine coding round that is Splitwise. So we'll be walking through the what's has been its recommendation and its solution, and you can also download like the complete iOS like working code from a link given in the video's description. Let's begin and let's check it out like what it's been recommended. Okay, so as you can see on screen also, so it's a Splitwise iOS application. So what are the requirements have been there? So here this is like a machine coding round question, and which allows like application would be allowing all the users to track expenses split among them friends, and calculate like who owns like what of it's happened there. So major of the core requirements were like that. Add like new expenses with the description and amount. Track who paid for the each expenses, and also like select application and applicants who should be splitting this expenses with. Suppose like we a couple of three friends. We just went for the Sri Lanka trip. So we were like Ars, Rishi, and Asta, and here you can like distribute that specific split amount among three, and we'll be deep diving it. So here like you need to have two support. One is like equal split, so you need to divide among all the applicants, and other would be a custom split. Then also we would be having a feature of a balance calculation. So calculate individual balance for each of person who owns like what amount of money, and yeah, like simple example has been also given, so you can just read it out. User interface, you can create like a simple easy to understand and simply user interface depends on you. You can also list down all the expense with the details of what all things have with them. So it's so a summary with the total expenses and individual balance, and also navigation between two different views. So you need to add a like tab bar view, and you can get it done. Then data management, you can just manage a list of people, users, store or manage expense, and calculate the balance dynamically based on the experience. So these have been a requirements, and hope that you are getting much more insight from this video. So please make sure that you like the video and subscribe to the channel. So let me introduce that is a SW180. So SW180 is a platform where you can prepare upskill or like you wanted to enhance your skill or knowledge, everything. So it's a one-of-one platform where you can just go and get prepared. It's been all things have been there. And by the way, if you are iOS developer, then we have much more of a digital products like iOS top interview question, Swift top interview question. So you can just download a digital resource of it and get like prepared. Or else if you need like free of a resource, that also we have like Swift top of our interview questions. But there are just like common or like well-known question, but some of our amazing questions have been also there. In digital product, we have our own resource, like what we had built it customly and is being asked into the top of companies. So you can go and check it out. SW80 180 link is given in the video's description. All right, let's look down now towards architecture overview. So here we will be using a MVVM. You can also use a different architecture pattern, but we have been using MVVM. So here you will be creating model. So would be a story like what person, what expense, and what the balance would be them. In view model, we will be having a business logic of a expense manager. You and views would be having a UI component with a main view and add expense view. So you can add it. Now let's look out what would be it's a data model. So here we will be having a struct with a person with ID and its name. So here which represent like a user person in the expense sharing the group, and UID for unique identification, and also like just to identify for the SwiftUI list and ready. Okay. Then we have like one of our expense model which is storing your all the expense like everything. So here also UID, what like description of expense it has been, the amount we will be storing it, what person it will be paid by, and person we have been taking as a enum. So we have like just like a limited number of persons, so we are just tracking through that. And if you wanted to scale it out, you can use like a different approach and get it done. But yeah, the requirement was that we are only having like 2 to 3%, so we are just taking like that of a enum. Then like split type also we would be having it like custom or half of it, so that we would be storing it, and customer account based on UID we would be storing its value. So here we have dictionary. So this would be storing all the details about description, who paid and everything. Okay. Then coming other model we will be storing, that is a balance model. Here also like we will be having UID from a person, so it's a type of person. So person is a enum. Here we will be having a like debtor, so from whom we are debiting it and to whom person we are crediting it, and the specific amount. So simplifying the balance shown, who owns and who would be giving it. So it's like simplify the algorithm. Okay, so afterwards we would be having a view model. So here we would be having an observable object. So here we would be automatically updating the UI. Then publisher property to publish like people and expense, and array to trigger the UI update, and default data. So initially we have like three demo people, RCC and us, like what we had been discuss. Then we will be having one a calculate function, so which would be implementing a greedy algorithm to minimize transaction. So here the steps have been written that calculate the net balance of each person, like what would be the positive and what would be the negative, like what are the things would be going in. Then separate people for debitors and credit. Then sort amount by large first would be there, and match the largest debitor with the largest credit, and create a simplifying balance object. So suppose like if A owns to B a $10 and B owns $5, then result would be A owns B would be 5 instead of for two separate transactions. So this is an important concept which like all the interview wanted to test it out from you. So this is where the core logic what you need to write it. Otherwise like everyone would be making like splitwise, but it's a one of logic you need to write, which is a much more important for this splitwise application. Then other function you would be writing that I get individual balance for it. So we would be calculating a net balance for the specific person. Positive means a person owns the money, negative means person is owed money, and zero is like person is been settled up. Then other function we would be having a get total expense, so which we returning all the sum of expenses amount. So this is like a main view model logic, and then we would be a user interface with a balance, expense, and summary. So I'm just not reading out. Just you can just pause the video and read it out if you want. And form section we would be that is we would be taking like what the values we need, and key implemented feature would be what we have been discussed here. And also we have like some other like algorithm to balance simplifying it. So what the greedy algorithm we wanted to implement, it's been here in detail. And also here like all the examples have been given, what the app structure would be there. You can just pause the video and view it, and all the other thing, and future enhancement that can be asked to you or cross questioning would be there from interview would be like data persistent, add or remove, like people functionality, edit expense, settle up, currency support, export and import functionality, and group management. So this is all of our things which have been there into the code. So now let me walk through your code base, and then we'll be looking out how does it works. Now let's walk through the code base. And also I had discussed like in a previous video about uh, one of an important to-do list question, which you can get it on iTab also, or you can just go down and check the video description. You will be getting that important question. So that's also one of an important question which is been asked into the interview. You can just go and check it out there. So we, as we have created a main app, so here we will be getting it. Then we will be going to the content view, just like uh, from here we will be having the control of it. So we can just directly call the main view, but just make the content view. So here the main logics of UI has been rendered. So here we have like tab view and with a navigation view, and what are the items would be there. So first one tab would be of a balance tab. So here we will be showing like what the balance and what the things have been owned. Then second tab view is just for the expense tab. So here we would be checking it out that if expense is 0, then we will be showing the default thing. If it's there, then we will be looping into it, and we'll have this expense row view with all the things. So description and amount. Then here we would be showing the specific text, what we are getting it from model, and same with the list and everything. Here just the example, you can look at our okay. So this was just expense row view. Then other tab, we have like a third tab, that's like for the summary. So here we will be showing all the summary and list of people, and also we will be checking out the color code and what the person of has been owned. And also we have like this sheet so that we can add the expense, and here we are adding a expense view is been there. So you can just use all the native functionality and then get it done, and then save logic. So when you tap on this, you will be saving to specific expense, and then you will be getting it stored. So before, this was like UI part. Let's look out like what the model we use. So the balance, which already I had like told you, and also create a initializer for it. So would be this is just a model, would be a simplifying what the balance, who is owning money and what need to be paid. Then we have like expense. So would be a splitting among the participant, what we had already discussed, have created initials, and also like what the share of it. So here the split would be a two for each one would be a like a equal split, another would be a custom. So for whatever the value is been there, we would be getting it, and based on that we would be passing it further into the view model and the person whom we are going to have it. So this is just a simple thing. Now the main core logic comes, that is a expense manager view model. So this is a view model which we have created observe object. So if something get changed, it will be getting observed and get changed into the reflecting into the UI. We have created initializer and have added like 3% just for the demo purpose, whatever the requirements have in them. Then we have created function just to add expense, then delete an expense. So all the conditions have been written, and we've been accepting this type of expense. And here we are just storing all the expense into the array, and same with the person, we have created a list of person. So here we have like function to calculate the balance. So we'll be taking it balance, we'll be initiating all the person balance with the 0, then we'll be calculating out the person with the, all of our expenses have been there, and also like what the uh, debiting or the what the money they are being owning it. Now this main logic that come, that is of a greedy algorithm, how we can minimize the transaction. So here we will be taking like a 3 of array, and by the way this has been an important concept. You need to like look it out. You can just pause the video and look it out, or get it understand. So here we will be taking like 3 of an arrays with type of balance, and other would be person, and what the and with a double, so it's been a dictionary. So people who are owning the money and people who are own the money. So positive balance and negative balance. Here we will be in a loop with the person ID and balance. So here we will be browsing it, and we will be checking if a person owns some money. So if something is with that, we'll be getting it like appended, or else like if negative balance, then we'll be getting appended into that. Then we would be like sorting that large first transaction for the optimal match, and then we'll be having like a greedy algorithm to match like largest EBITDA with the largest credit. This will minimize the number of transaction would be needed. So here we would be in like positive index and negative index, and we will be calculating out the specific logic, and then we will be returning the simplified balance. And these are like a helper function. So would be reducing like returning like all the total of expenses and what would be the individual expenses. So these are an important logic of a field algorithm what you need to get it implemented. And now let's look out like towards the UI wise. Okay, so as soon as the screen would be loading away, you would be able to see this UI. So here you can just add the expense like Sri Lanka flights round trip tickets, and would be around like 60K or 20,000. So it was paid by me. participants, all three of them. And by the way, we are using a liquid class, so hope that you also started to like it. But what are your opinions? Please drop me into the comments. If this was like equal speed, because like just taking the equal speed, we'll be adding it. So as the was 2 hours, like it's like dollars. We should add the currency support, but right now it's not there. So just take it. Then other expense like we'll be taking it as a food expenses amount. We will be taking it as 20,000 was paid by RC. Here the participant are all three of them because it's like total expense, and that's an equal spread. So here you can see the price like been getting it changed, and then other option would be hotel. Hotel would be I think stay options. So which was around like 10,000 was paid by Asta, and we are also 3%. But here we will be in custom, so here 3,000, here 3,000, and here 4,000. So we will be storing it here. Okay, so here we can see the all the expenses like round trip was being posted by us was 60,000, then food expense by Rishi was like 20,000 as the stay option. And here you can see the summary like what was been the total expense and what the is being owned by ours, like it's like 30K. Here Rishi need to pay me this and this. So this is just demo purpose of a splitwise application. Same like you can just get it built into your machine coding around based on your time availability. But main logic what I was saying about that greedy algorithm that you can just get it to follow, and also you can download this all the working code link given in the video's description, and make sure that you subscribe channel. See you in the upcoming video.